Hello, hello, my beautiful darlings. Today we are back with another love simulator. This time we're going back with the Colonel. I'm going to be continuing from where we left off. Hopefully, I will be able to finish this one today, but if not, we will see how far we go. And without further ado, before we start, tell us your name. My name is Psycho. Oh, we might have to start over. Oh well. Last time we had a bit of a scuff with the visuals, so if we do have to start over, that still wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, you sleep softly in the morning sun, casting a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. I do believe that that means we are starting over. I wonder if I can click anything. No, it seems like I will just continue the story. I like how we have, the little K-pop idols in the left-hand corner. Our jewelry box that resembles the KFC buckets, a superstar chicken. All of this seems good. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in this moment forever. Or you could wake up now, 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 now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep. Slap the clock. Up and at 'em. Lying in bed, you la, la, la. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy of Learning. Your mind begins to wander. You need to take this seriously. Hello, darling. My dog is now in the room. She's just curious about what I'm doing. How are you doing, sweetie? Oh, oh well. I'd better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth brushed, hair combed, pits deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy of Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Mir- Miriam? We're going to be calling her M&M. She's the most adorable, awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. M&M. Good morning, Psycho. Are you excited for your first day of the rest of our lives? Actually, I'm. Because I sure am. Excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot of nervous. What the? It's just this morning I made breakfast for myself, but well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm not good and I fail? Classic M&M. Raised by Master Chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together, and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great things. But the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning is famous 3 day 3 day famous 3 day only semester. I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. Well, that's a good concern. If you're behind one day and you try to catch up the next, well, you graduate that next day. So I mean, what you really gonna do then? A sweet girl, Eminem. She's always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Pep talk. Remember last month when we saw the fortune teller and had our tarot cards read? The lady with the mask who gave me nightmares? I've been trying to forget. I know she looked spooky, but she was so sweet, and she told us that we were destined for great things. Remember that card with the fancy looking tower, and that other card featuring a handsome fellow in a red suit? I've been waiting so long to meet a handsome fellow I could call my own. And I'm sure you will soon. No time we'll be graduating, and you'll be delighting the world with your heartfelt cooking in no time at all. As you talk Eminem up, you can feel her nerves begin to ease. You know what? Maybe every oh what? You know what? Maybe everything will be okay. After all, and if not, at least I have these killer bangs. Maybe stick to the cooking. Can you believe I cut them myself? Hopefully you cook better than you. Hairdressing is not a backup option for you. You can definitely believe it. I can't believe it. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted by someone smacking your books and custom engraved measuring spoon out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! Oh no, another woman. It's Ashley, your arch nemesis. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get everything she wants, and she knows it. Hey, Ashley.
Um, oh, I didn't see you there,
Chicken shins?
I didn't see you there, chicken shins. You leave psychos, you leave psycho shins alone. They're perfectly normal shins.
You can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that she's actually Ashley, but she just added extra layers to make herself feel better than everyone. If anyone in here knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. That is a weird insult. That took me off guard. If someone made fun of my shins, I don't know how I'd recover. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van Van, the man. Van Van, the man man. I've played this game before. I keep getting astonished. Has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight, and you can see him casually work out his glutes with his styled his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes.
Van Van?
You rang. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van Van have been just as close as you and Eminem, but substantially more devious. You can't believe that the University Cooking School Academy of Learning would even allow people like you to attend my as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just no time to properly tell these two off. So you resist the urge. Let's go, Eminem.
Psh, see you later, losers.
These people are crazy. Why did it do it again? As you approach the door, you see a goofy looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to you.
Uh, Oopsie. I think it's broken.
What is? You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick.
I love you.
I think you mean thank you.
My name is Pop. I was named after my pop. Pop. He's old.
Could someone like this actually be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm Psycho. So, are you gonna make me hold the door all day? I'm so mean.
Nope.
And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or was he kind of cute? I think it's just you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. Getting a little sippy sip. Just a little sippy sip. I don't remember this picture being here. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander and keep themselves busy chit chatting. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up on all the nuance of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around, and swirls of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom.
It's chilly. Someone close the window.
And then he walks in. You're immediately swept up in an aura of the new student and his remarkable goatee. Who knows anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still.
It's him. It's
If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog. Before we can finish his sentence, please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hush murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisles of the desk. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong.
and this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a lot.
Maybe we should open that window back up before Faucet Pits melts it into a puddle and evaporates entirely. Not to be on the side of bad guys. That's a pretty good burn.
Hold on just a second. No one talks to my friend like that.
Doesn't defend me, just says stop talking.
You two both know my name.
We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all these really weird insults? Besides,
Besides, when Psycho sweats, it's not gross. It's beautiful. Look at that shimmer.
good thing you didn't forget about your deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot. Press Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The, bo- the birthplace of culinary legends past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, and there might be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sports and compete in broom, the broom cooking arena. Just when another student enters the classroom and interrupts a professor's rousing speech. I feel so sorry for this kid.
Hi guys. Sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss.
Quiet. Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue, you're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place?
Don't you recognize me? This is my third year at this in this school with you as my teacher.
If this is only a 3-day culinary school, how has he been here 3 years? Everyone stares at him blankly.
Does no one remember me? I'm.
You don't get a name. You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Okay, let that be a lesson to the students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clark made it here on time, rolling halfway across town on his tiny wheels. He turned to see a student Sparkles was referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial cooking appliance. They really just let anyone go to the school. The class burst into laughter. That's mean. Oh, Clark, you rascal. Oh, he made a joke. Never mind. Sparkles walks into the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience when he gets to you. He lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Hmm, your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sparkle's reputation for being smart but tough is well known. Okay, you decide to try to butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket. What kind? Gotta be chicken snack. You reach for your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sparkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite. I knew it.
Well, well, well. I think we might have a competitor for my new star student.
The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of doggy drool. You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they'd have learned the importance of carrying a range of doggy treat flavors on them at all times. Hey, get down. Get down. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds opened by the amazing possibilities of culinary creations. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing in the front of the room. Only two options open.
Hey, Psycho, there's a seat over here.
Okay, well I gotta sit next to my buddy. Like, right? It seems no one's claimed the seat next to me, if you're interested. Okay, but that doesn't make any sense though. Like he's supposed to be this super handsome, like why would everyone just be like, nah, unrealistic, but whatever. It seems no one has claimed the seat next to me if you're interested. You move to take your seat next to Eminem. I'm glad to have you near me to support me through this class. Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders. He has such a magnificent personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. I'd never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. People in the Colonel Sanders romance universe must die very, very easily. So you say, but now that Eminem mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you're settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz. Yay, a quiz about me! I love that. This incredibly important and surprise short quiz will tell me if you are ready for a life of culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and focused, and your focus sharper. Here comes question 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. Forest is to trees as chicken is to feather. That's right. What's the most important eating utensil ever created? The spork. That's right. What food is the best for a broken heart? Camel meat. A pancake that looks like a silly face. Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Is Sparkles a good boy? He is the best boy. That's right. Perfect score. Wow, be honest. Did you cheat? You look and see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Hot diggity, psycho. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch. The best thing ever. While the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you ever eaten at, it makes sense that the school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? It must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was. Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, I was. It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But I. Shush! Lunch, lunch, lunch. Dear God. She said, shush. In honor of our new semester, I have prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student was created. You've heard that he's a very talented, but are the rumors true? Is this? Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head, its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried in crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken. What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. By my calculations, Nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required. What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? No more than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavor. You look around and you notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What do you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw. Nah, my dude, nah. It's just drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is poison. Got 'em. You look around nervously to see if anyone else was laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what Zinger or Ashley is preparing to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just like writing in my diary. Dear diary, I've smelled something beautiful. I knew at that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent, as if as she slides close to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame for cooking skills for with cooking skills like his. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please. Well, Van Van the man. If you don't want any, I'll take his. Well, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes gl- la- grow wide. He starts contorting his face like he's trying to hold back pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing. Oh, tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds gripping the drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. I'm gonna do that one. Flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy. Along with the flavors, you feel something that you can only be described as love. For a man, for a flavor, are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles, ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I was wondering if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold of you to come out and ask. It's an idea I had of a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. Where did he get that stick? It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester's only getting started. You got 2 whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not giving up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways and makes sure that you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers, just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use cinnamon. It's something my great grandmother taught me. You know, you can actually use sugar whenever you're frying, and it does come out a little bit crispier. Actually, damn, does that fit there? Sugar? Wow. Never would have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where he'd get some if you searched. I'm pretty sure I'd know where I'd get some. While you're wrapping up in a huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I'd like to come outside and look at the school buildings and think about how my story will continue after I've graduated. Sounds like you got big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on the world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now's the perfect moment to show your personality. Neg him, wow him with a good idea to add additional ingredients to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. Your flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery were perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Saka. I'm sure you'll be a great. Uh, I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only just met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. Step into the you step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Look at this place, it's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we gotta show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not gonna blow anything, except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans that you're going to earn with your signature amazing tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with a partner. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Eminem looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce at Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is? Me and you, if I wasn't clear? If that wasn't clear? I'll be my partner. Sure, Psycho. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Eminem was left standing all alone. Two different students quickly took note. Hello, new partner. Bebop boo 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 bop beep. Oh no, two potential partners. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I don't know who to choose. Looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friends' duties can be a little awkward, but it's a price to pay for not being alone. Who is she taking? You gotta take Clank. He's a literal cooking machine. Sorry, Pop, but I think Eminem will be partnering with Clank today. It's okay. I already ate. It's not entirely clear whether Pop has any idea what the point of skull leaving is at this junction. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Whoop whoop! Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank may not have a space, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Psst! Tissue? I hardly know you. Clank, Jarders, and panels shake loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on our own cooking classwork. Alright, you two. For today's lessons, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish, divide up the steps. No chef is an island, and it takes two flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest, Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even have to cook it. Using octopus will blow Sanders' mind. Mashed potatoes. You've always been something of a down-home cook. You think you could make something warm and inviting and comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy? Couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please. Let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? Yes, you. We're just cooking, but we're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders' heart is my business, and you better know. You better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? I love Van Van. Ugh. No. Geez, Van Van. I'm over here crushing Psycho's dreams. You're supposed to be taking care of the classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He peeled potatoes already? Hope he washed them. He tossed them into the boiled water and turned his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looks like Psycho was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubt whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel Sanders, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes sense. No, but one thing is clear. She's coming for the colonel. And if you don't watch out, Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before getting things get ugly. Let me turn the colonel against him. I'm here to learn and express myself via my cuisine, not bicker with prima donnas. Partners were chosen at the beginning of class, so let's all respect the format, okay? You turn to Colonel Sanders to confirm that you're on the same page. I chose Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders chose me. Isn't that right? A businessman respects all fair agreements, from contracts to handshakes. I took on Psycho as my partner for this activity, and I stand by it. Based on your team's behavior, I'd say you're perfect for each other. Neither of you has Psycho's natural talent or their loyalty. Being defended by Colonel Sanders leaves you feeling proud and full of potential. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn, those cute corgis and their short but stubby stature. You look down at your station and realize that the tension of the moment, your hands have been cutting on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, uh, you've already crushed and boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps and you oh so well where our attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Has he had that boat on him the entire time, or did he make that gravy? If so, when? Gravy flows down the mounds of mashed potatoes, and the results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. I'm glad Granny was proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you, and you reach out and grab a hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. You two stand holding the same spork for a small moment. All madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. A moment of electricity. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together you dig the utensil of mashed potatoes and lift a heaping spoonful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you and Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage without thinking, you fling a spork full of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Van, do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with such love and intrigue? Hold it right there, Psycho. We do not waste food at Broom's cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, it's a spork. You'd better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Could I have potatoes, face? Van rushes back over to the covered dish in his hand. Mashed potatoes with gravy. Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon this spectacular braised tentacle of an octopus. Toxic. Oh no. And my silky salt water sauce, plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. Why does your why does your okay. You have ignored me for too long. This ends now. It is I. Oh my god. Sorry. You've ignored me for too long. This ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you'll all look on with envy. You interrupt the student rushing at Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off his plate. No, don't! Something about that dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed. It may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It's been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him. He's a ghost? Wow. Amity and Toxic, both making little cameos in my stream. That's nice. Everyone step back and don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest is gone, and you notice the tip of the tentacles is slurped up in Pop's mouth. Oh no, Pops, don't die too. When's the payment from almost immediately back to his oopsies. Tastes like poison. Cold beans. The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock is frozen on the whole crowd. They are motionless statues. Class bell rings, disrupting the moment, and snaps everyone back into reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, is inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professor here makes enough money. Hello. I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing as you've shaken up by this really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school buildings have taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark, and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands onto the quad, neon glow, and speaks softly. These mashed potatoes that you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know that they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them reminds me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him that you've developed feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Psycho. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. Van, I will kill you. Something I need to tell you. Oh, geez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had dreams that one day I would be the greatest chef in the world has ever seen. And every day since then, I've been working towards that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also, lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. You should follow your dreams with all of your heart and your soul. May grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, shut up. I'm the one here who says inspiring stuff and be the star of the show. Are we forgetting your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? So in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. Okay. The spork monster is here to fight the hero. I think I left the fridge open. Later notes. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting my guard down and connect to another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid and be very afraid of me because I must. See, is he rhyming on purpose or was that just a coincidence? Before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based combat sequence. What do? Attack. You decide to attack. Which attack do you use? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. Just got the roll. Attack up. Set Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. Hot gravy on you. You take 1 damage. Attack. You decide to go on the attack. It worked last time, right? Cook with love. 1 damage. Spork Monster, don't forget that. Spork Monster is really feeling threatened by your attack. Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and energy from Mother Earth itself. Grows larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with love. Cook with love deals 1 damage. At this rate, the semester will probably be over before this fight is. Spork Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once more. Spork Monsters use ultra utense, ultra tensile. Deals 2 damage attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive this battle. Defend. You decide to defend. What defense will you use? Trepidation. You curl into a ball. I'm not cut out for this. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for his ultimate attack. Vile villain. Your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot pie power punch. Pot pie power punch. It deals 10 damage. Spork monsters. If I only needed to deal 10 more damage, I could have hit him like 10 more times. You, you saved me. The injured spork monster spews steam into the night. Spare him. You manage to tamper down your disgust at the sight of the gnawing beast long enough to realize that he still is a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Begone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow. I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back, like you said. The spork monster scutters off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears to be at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magical spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find the library card tucked inside. The last name who has been signed out to Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Who is Borko? Who is Borko? Hold up. Borko. The only thing I'm getting is an Icelandic musician. So I don't know if that's a different reference or what. Your blood is pumping in as you stand in the quiet of the night holding a mysterious book in your hand. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that the final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. How did he know where I lived? The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home in your tired state. You don't know if you couldn't make it without him. What a guy. You want to talk to him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Well, hell, that's sweet of him. Good night, my colonel. In your dreams, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sparkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. You wait for day two and you attempt to see wild visions you had. Are they memories or premonitions? And then the secret ingredient that the colonel went ahead and told you over outright. Not much of a secret, huh? You probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in the front of the school. Before you can meet her and you encounter. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you can tell her about your encounter with the sport monster, I was like, "Are we fighting him again?" She launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know it might be a little strange, but I think I might be I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. Well, I guess if the only other option is, I mean, Ashley or Van, who, let's be honest, we've hated the entire time we've been here. Then there's Pops, who's a literal child. Then there's a ghost boy. Damn, yeah, sure, data robot. I don't care. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know Colonel Sanders was one of the most popular guys in his high school? No, but that was that. No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at the school he didn't even go to. It was also the was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it's best if you took it slow with the new boy like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student ever to attend the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning. You're a thing now. We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implications that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea how to prove your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Text to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a loving man approached me in the botanic gardens where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said that it was powder created from a super duper rare dried flower petal, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, M, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. It was so nice. He even in the gate when I arrived later. When I cooked with him, a super strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, and we're staying in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to. I don't want to lie to my friend. Make up a fake ingredient. You could really think of a. I don't know how about. It was I knew. I know sounds like some kind of witch's potion. What can you do? I have newt. Wow. Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around, does some thumb typing on her phone, and you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Or you can ask her to confirm that she's definitely not texting secret to other people. You're interrupted. The wind rushes in. Cherry. It came from the tree. That's pretty clever, actually. Cherry blossom fill the air. Why does he have a horse? It's Colonel Sanders. He's arrived at school. Colonel, if the Colonel Sanders arrived at school, I can admire him. Run to him. You decided the best way to show him how serious you and Colonel Sanders are would be to run to him. Surely he'll sweep you up back of his stallion and ride away together. That'll show her for good. Oh, Colonel, my Colonel. However, your sudden movement surprises the horse, and it rears up, kicks you directly in the face. Forcible glow completely knocks you out cold. In the darkness, you see a vision. Oh, Psycho. I'm here to deliver you a message. Not this guy. It is important that you remember this, exactly as I say it. If you get it, the world could end, so you know it's serious. I have been trapped in the realm beyond. The great prophecy relies on my return. Only you can save me. All you need to do is repeat my name 3 times. And that name is. Before you can continue, you're suddenly awake. Oh, jeez. You wait to find Colonel Sanders tending to you. He roused you back to life with a satchel of secret spices. Or is that just his natural seasoned musk? Compliment the craftsmanship of his horseshoes. Maybe you shouldn't be riding a horse to school, or maybe you shouldn't be running up to animals you don't know. It's hard to say who's in the wrong here. One thing's for sure is Colonel Sanders is pretty damn drainy. That horse has beautiful shoes. I could really feel how smooth and sturdy they were when they were pressed into my face. That's nice to hear. No one truly appreciates good craftsmanship anymore. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and M to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. Try to take a peek over Van Man's hulky shoulders, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? That's mind your own wax, honey? You immediately dress your rival down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. No, you upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know a good meal if it ate you. Oh, you can barely hear me? Hold up. Hmm. Am I just not talking loud enough? Hello? But anyway, hey Aiden, how are you? A little better? I'll just project more. Sorry about that. Being the best chef in the world makes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity and panache. You've had a migraine for over 24 hours. I'm sorry, darling. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. I hope you're laying down. I hope you're not, like, pushing yourself too much. Why does everyone do just put random things in eggnog? Just it's unreasonable to put things like that in eggnog. You finally get to look at what it was they were hiding and instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after you encountered the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. I'm sorry that that dog pissed in the floor for you, and but I do understand, like a dog barking. Our dogs love to try to keep us up. You notice that you haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he's tried to catch them in his mouth. We're playing. You say that's dogs. They don't do it maliciously, but they just destroy things. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep beep. Clank unless you're running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch out, you bucket of bolts. Speaking of dogs, here's my dog now. Hey there, baby. How are you? Are you being a good girl? It's not an oven. It is, I think it's a pressure cooker, is what it was called. Yes. Hi, Prim. I love you, darling. If you're still here, could you do me a favor and put some dog pics of our babies in the Discord for me? Just real quick. If not, I can do it after stream, but I'm not going to do it while I'm streaming. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language. Not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. Thank you, Aiden. Your love is appreciated, darling. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Bzzzt. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. That, that'll do it. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. This crazed man's about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone was completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. No mama jokes in here. We also have JoJo references, just some other fun things. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sparkles arrives in the signature signal, the true start of class day. He pants. Oh, I accidentally clicked. Oh well. Students, please take your seats. I appreciate. I apologize for the late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his fluffy dog belly. He loves it. Sparkle stops in his tracks and sniffs the air around you. Something has him in a trance. It's the scent left on you from Colonel Sanders. That is our teacher. Our teacher is a dog. His nose is able to pick up other things very good, so he's a good teacher for what food smells good. Sparkles jumps up to you and licks your face. Down, boy, down. Off topping. That command, shouted by Colonel Sanders, has snapped Sprinkles out of his trance. I wonder what's up with that. Sorry, I got a little carried away. After he catches his breath, Sparkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why in 1876, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. I don't think that's true. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When it comes to Sprinkles, is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Psycho, Naturally, it appears to you to be a simple platter. Which item do you want to sample? A shimmering pepper, a glass of water, a dog biscuit. A glass of water. Brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in the most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach for it, grab it, eat it right away. Have you ever bought it who was not prepared for the heat? The pepper is triggering an intense, spicy hallucination, and it feels forever as a trip through the universe. My friend, ooh, we have a ghost. This guy again. I'm here to give you an important message. Oh, you must have been to my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is cough, cough. I say to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is cough, cough. Sorry, I think I'm getting some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine. I'll work through. Cough. To fulfill, cough. The prophecy, cough, cough. You must. You feel yourself begin to gain consciousness. Oh man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. Pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. Think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax in the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter a dramatic announcement. Jose's lunch was prepared via time competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics these two are off the charts. Um, Competition's good. A bit of a lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you full before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. Hey, it's lunchtime in the game. It's lunchtime for Aiden. I hope you enjoy your meal, darling. Bye, darling. I'm not the fool. You're the fool, fool. Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Psycho. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sparkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finding a little sense, a breath of sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Timer ready. Just then, a huge light blasts in your face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Aru. I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidarity, a foundation of confidence that can't be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope it's a message that lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him again. Time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you are forced to pick randomly. Temperature does water boil? That's right. But how would you have ever gotten into the school without knowing that? Winter gets to rub my fluffy belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he use? That's right. You might not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're heading in the right direction. Tail wags. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate the craft. What state of mind offers the best flavor? That's wrong. I'm begging you to get it together. Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Be a great time to harness that energy. So, where did it come from? I My one weakness: reading fast. Hard time to start forgetting important things. Your nose, the random focus. I don't know. Yep. There's no way I have to start over. Okay. Combat. 11. Vigilance? That's wrong. That's right. This is your shot. You're not going to miss it. I'll row. You try to shout out, nose in the arena, and focus on your cooking. Silence. That's right. When they taste your cooking, they will be so taken aback they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out in the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Psycho. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. All you can think about is Colonel Sanders. What are you thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. Go. Standing on a desert island, and there's only one dessert cookbook. Which do you take? I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you focus on the challenge? You're falling behind. Woof woof. Struggling to keep up. Station over has already began plating elements of her dish, colorful and complex. Make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into the stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Then sing a fellow appliance in battle. So that means sacrificing the personal touch. Not have any hands, but Psycho does. And a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. Get far by going the easy way. When talking, you realize how serious an error was. You immediately shove your hands into the mix to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. Psycho no. Which you're not fast enough, your hands get stuck. They're immediately crushed by the quick. Oh my god. There's no way you'll be able to use your hands for the rest of the match. His head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much more difficult. Everyone stops what they're doing right now and the battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hands. You simply can't go on. Oh, that's too bad. Here I was with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No. That wouldn't be fair to compare you two. On account of Psycho's injury, you see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose I should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. What is that? Under this white chocolate dove, you'll find a wide array of delights taking you through a journey of flavor and taste. Good to tell a story of excellence. I was going to ask Psycho to do the honor, but since he's injured, I'm afraid that pouring the creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, you don't mind lending me your strong, steady hands? Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese. I don't know what that word is. Atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream, two ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry jelly. Glee? Colonel Sanders seems intrigued by, but perhaps interested as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it? Oh, you. Rage burns intensely within your eyes. You burn interested in the flames. Flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash. What the fuck? They fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance. To mention your crispy fried brows, you run to the quad alone. Beautiful weather feels like an insult, and inside of you a storm rages. And Colonel Sanders is perhaps here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him as he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now, not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed on anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I haven't always been the man you see before you, enrolling in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. Obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. What? And I lost my innocence when I picked up a firearm and put a bullet in my rival. He survived. For a while, anyhow. I don't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something no amount of hours of labor or money could deter me from doing my best to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. A new dream is pure, it's honest, and it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world. and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! So the moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Borko? It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back after the whole battle to the death thing. Maybe you wouldn't really want to see me anymore, but I just want to say that I was wrong to attack you and I apologize. I know that it's like to have always looked, having to always look over your shoulder. Monster problems, am I right? Oh, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings. Getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of night is really riles a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode. I know that you're strong and cooking school can put a person under a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a sport monster, you say. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no. I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student until one day some mean kids with a magic cookbook cast a dark enchantment on me. It was forever transformed. A magic cookbook? Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way, I lost it. If you find such a cookbook, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef. You shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No one should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. It sounds like there's a lot of bad cooks in the kitchen of life, Psycho. Together, I am sure that we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to figure it out. Stepping inside Colonel Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Is that a baby picture with him? Those pictures are fun. Did he do something with camel meat? That's the second time that camels have been brought up. It looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious cook. Well, there is something a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be discovering. To your lunch bag. Ugh, yawn. For a special dish that you've been keeping in the ice all day, I present to you my original coleslaw. Shredded cabbage dish glistening in light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideout. Did I just do everything for Colonel Sanders besides his chicken? Like, what? Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems to be a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now that it would be the perfect time for you to do some snooping. Around the room, various items that you could look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. chicken. Those very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the colonel's table. When you pick it up, you realize that it isn't just realistic; it's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot read, "The true state chicken of the great state of Kentucky." Tap on an item. What is that? A comb with a hair. I will clone Colonel Sanders. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Is it mine or his? Upon further inspection, you realize that hair within isn't just silver in color. It's actually made of spun silver. Gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost student pops up. You motherfucker. Are you thinking of heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I'd never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack, and the ghost of the student is swept out with the breeze. Tap on an item and discover more about Colonel Sanders. Scented candle. A scented candle. You pick it up. You try to identify the smell. Power tool. Fresh starch collar. Piece of wood floating on a lake. Summer 69. No. It's one of the secret ingredients. It's. Take a closer look at the large urn sitting on the nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty and wiped off, but you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. A framed photo shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drums. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. No, no, they don't. You look closely and you can see the short inscription. My friend Pete. The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except it's an old man version visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. An adorable little, an adorable little baby. He crawling across the floor from the goatee and mustache combo who sports. You figure it must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who framed a baby picture of just themselves? Maybe the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded. Am I right? Must be where he keeps a secret recipe. What do you think? What number would be important to Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. You dial in 111111 to safe. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? Tap on an item to discover more about Colonel Sanders. You open the door and see Colonel Sanders' closet. You find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say a home is where the heart is. This is where, before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders return. He's a new dish that he has been working on. He wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. I feel like telling him the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might have developed feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anyone get in the way of my dreams. Otherwise, overwhelmed, you take off your jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leading Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakdown gives you pause. You stop yourself, Colonel. Yes, Saka. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into slumber. Dream sequence. Wish. You wait till a beautiful morning, Colonel Sanders out of way. You make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders. Only time will tell. Today is the day that could change for the rest of your life. Think about the new. To some jurisdiction, isn't even legal. But if the recipe is secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges from his room. I thought he was just going to be shirtless. They missed an opportunity to have a finger licking hunk, but oh well. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters. Simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. It tastes of Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. Then you return and ask you an important question. So, would you say we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Such confidence, such grace. Could be the world's best gift of cookery. You know, I think we might be a great team. A single tear begins to pull in the corner of his eye as he gazes into the window. That's two tears. One tear each eye. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking about you? Is all this happening so quick? Overcome with emotions and confusions by your feelings. You're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can come is to run off the door and get home. There's still one more day of school. After all, the University of Cooking School Academy of Learning waits for no one. You get home, you find something very surprising. Your best friend is waiting for you. Where have you been? I. Because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I was worried that something had happened to you. It's okay. I was just. But now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed in the saga of M. Sure, but you would not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him, you better keep your dial turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he's just interested in spending some one on time together and getting to know me. So I said, sure. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little mechanical guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did you say skydiving? Is that a typical first date you go on? And now that I'm not sure where we stand, I don't give him time to tell me the whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rival at the quad. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pops, though he himself might not quite grasp the fact. Because you know he's Pops. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one up right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Yeah, sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person in the school. There is that horse that Colonel Sanders is riding on. Hold up 1 second. Anyway, Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle, beautiful creature? You got some nerve psycho suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words. I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injuries from yesterday's mixing accident make you wince in pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrived just as it appears things are getting close to boiling over. A natural and intuitive person, he senses that something's going on. Everyone's excited for the final day. Psycho, how's your hand feeling? I'm sure you'll get back in the fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What's he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about your food you received. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of words to say. To say it was bland. Excuse me, Psycho. I am more than capable enough of speaking for myself. Maybe you could tell me more about your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I've always, in, I'm always interested in discussing the fine arts of fine food. See you inside, Psycho. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she really is. You walk around the quad and get some distance. Intent to distract yourself on how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book and you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book. It looks like bad news. Something you found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magical book if they weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page and covered in arcane warning, cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here. It says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on my upcoming final exam. How would I pass my test? Let me just forget my boyfriend. That and it's not like you've known him for 2 days, so you would just act the exact same you would the first day you met him. That's way too drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like anything else? Not rooting for dark magic. Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine. This is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you. Pretty good excuse to try it out. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sparkles is already in the room, waiting for your students to arrive. He clears his voice and makes a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially particles. Can't wait to see what happens. Reach for some old homework, give him a snack. You reach into your backpack, grab some homework from last semester that you forgot to turn in. Shark immediately goes for it and gobbles the sheets of paper like it's a piece of chicken rawhide. I apologize for my outburst. I know it seems cliche, but not much of this world suffices like upgraded work. My psycho, were you studying something like with cinnamon? I've been sitting in on a lecture series around the art of cake baking. How insightful. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Psycho, for reminding me to dole out the indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, but before you can get any further, M's love drama spills over into the class. Perkins is interrupted with a whirl. I told you to save it till after class. Buzz buzz. Think you want to be thrown out from a plane strapped to a stranger? They appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. Buzz. But no, you had to show off to your cool friend Jeff and Joan, J and J forever. Watch us from a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Buzz buzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make for a great date. Buzz. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain, or off a cliff for all I care. Beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of his gaps of his panels, and a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep boop. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Is that a shoe? Clank burps out a completely deep fried sneaker. Considered that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls off to the out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see the entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over a final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby. It needs of a pep talk. Hey, Em, are you okay? Okay. I'm so mad. I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure. So you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is still a silly boy. Is it a silly boy though? It's a machine. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise to this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle on the first person to show a little interest anyway. Em gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup, and I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it. While you're here pep talking Em, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decide to head to the arena early and practice a dish. This is the location of the final challenge: a test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man man, and his evil counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through the quick test of a recipe you've been working on: Psycho's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie out of the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Psycho, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big on visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie begins to bake. The smell slowly fills the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were cooking something delicious. You're usually happier. You're usually happy to share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick with when you. Okay, okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's oddly specific distance, but I'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. I know it was a pot pie just from the smell, but just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with a with all butter crust. Oh, my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, it's burning. No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. I don't know that ingredient, but it'll probably start burning in a second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow, it's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles laid down the ground rules. There are no news, no rules. That is except to cook with everything that you've got. So I could poison everyone else's food. You step up to the cook-off of a lifetime. You just you decide that mac and cheese plus pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, Van Van and Ashley are bring wildly elaborate dishes per their usual. Em has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely preparing to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices as he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect, his original recipe fried chicken. The intensity in the room is starting at a full 10 out of 10. Best friend, baster blaster. Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops her pastry off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality. I can't even read that because it's green on green. Spatula? Oh, okay. Even Crank gets into it. 5 dial pressure cooker chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's a singularity. As was foretold, we mustn't let this happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self destruct. Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her cookbook out, her spell book out, and going to use some dark magic to turn the tides. You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Do you take the opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Do it the hard way. I'm going to do this the hard way. That's what I just said. Colonel Sanders seems that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Psycho. M notices too. And I've always believed in you, Psycho, since we were little kids because you were my best friend ever. You turn and notice that M is in your station cheering you on. M, but what about your dish? Why are you here chicken? Who's cooking? Tiny food, short cooking time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but M tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiled noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied about the secret ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending M flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up in a dark cloud and thicken and congealed before your very eyes. It is I, Stave, the spork monster. Stave, wait, what happened to Borky? You're not here to battle me too, are you? We sport monsters are many. I think Borky has the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're in pretty. Oh. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. Better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork notices that you've got a grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscrossing some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh? Huh. Yeah, I guess it's sort of if you're here, would you mind tossing the fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel the sport monster winding up to tell you a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where it came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like the time in monster school I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and when I woke up, he tossed a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind. I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered a huge setback, you don't know what you're going to do to win. I can do this. I have what it takes. I can win. Your hair turns what? Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. Your heart is pure. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been prepared their entire lives for. Hey, Psycho. Hey, you are the chosen one. You avenge me. Your power has been summoned immediately fades back out. You interrupt my inspirational monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been prepared my entire life for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. The time begins to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, dear Psycho. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say, I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right behind you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make was mac and cheese, and time is almost over, and you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about your test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Didn't they just say no rules? Following the rules really hasn't been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel and reveals the most delicious fried chicken you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprisingly effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting that we combine forces so we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. Must now prepare to present your dishes. Handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. Seems we're missing some students. Pops clank. From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle. It can only come from one student. I'm flying. It sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Em, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pops hanging with a broom hook on a broom hook by an elastic of his underpants. Pops, get down from there right now. Let me guess. Did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was like a salad. It looks like Pops is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Pranks. Clank. Where did the pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear the signature beep or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. And after this day of hard work, the time has come for us to eat. So please, step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory sauce. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. How do you even get noodles that small? My word, it's so delicate, so teeny tiny, Narutomaki. Is that a teeny tiny Narutomaki I spy floating in the itsy bitsy bowl? Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef was my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea from a baby tea leaves I picked myself. He carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a test? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all to myself. In a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A plus. Rarely do I taste a dish that is much loved into it as yours. Em's overjoyed. She gives a huge hug. Thank you, Psycho, for helping me and believing in myself. Van Van, you're up. Describe your dish. I made. That's terrifying. Uni over smooth eggs custard and an accent, accent oyster shell tossed with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, a bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand, doesn't it? Look cool. Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close on the account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it irritantly, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof. Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grr. Finally, Sparkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all of the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Ouch, my tongue. Professor appears to have an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. It keeps poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified? For glamour? Don't disclose the dependent. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles gracefully laps up a bowl of milk. I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. My dog drinks milk sometimes. Just sometimes. He likes a little bit. But we don't give him it often. It's more like a treat. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rose water syrup topped with French mur I swear, and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'll ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's quite fragile and is meant for display piece. You can't eat the food at a cooking school. Got toast in your ears or something? I told you it's a display piece. Actually, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it. I did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to a college of eating, school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral. If food can't be eaten, it can't be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley as she finally can't keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. Two chefs. What begins as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something more. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Uh-oh, he didn't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I'd seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing, and completely blown me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I have never tasted anything as delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious in taste, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass. And you get a pass. Everyone gathers around the partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend into reality, into another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive, even Van and Ashley have drawn back by the magnificent fragrance. When they gaze upon the mac and cheese bowl, they admit that that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on. How could they get better than this one? Now that this school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as a site for a school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Oh, oh, oh! You know that Sprinkles is a master chef, but he's also a world-renowned turntablist. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Damn, Ashley be kind of thick though. Damn. If you would have worn that most of the time, I wouldn't have minded you been that mean to me. Okay. Tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For the moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school bylaws. It was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. Now that everyone is together, he's a sport monster and he's totally mellowed out. Everyone, the sport monster is no more. From here on, I'd prefer if everyone would refer to me by my new name, the party monster. Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up with talking to sport. Oh, sorry, um, party monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for M's romantically, but she found the love in her cooking. You know she's gonna do great. The red carpet rolls out across the floor in the ballroom, and it's like a Hollywood movie. premiere. It could command such an entrance. It's Pop. He arrives late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched upon his dirty chef's hat a crown. Welcome back, Pops. I know that you weren't able to compete in the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had to mail it directly to your father. We figured that it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get the new wing of the and we get the new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparks and electronical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I've graduated, I can reveal my truth. Well, he's still doing that talking thing. I'm Clank, and I'm not of this earth. I did not read that. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this whole time. Now that I've learned the ways of your kind, I must return. M, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I am, who I really am, and this is the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by M's maturity. It's pretty clear she had managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand. Kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders appears. I have that exact outfit. I could immersion break and wear that exact thing. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. It's time for a full meal. You didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man, but not reminded people to go out and buy my chicken. The end. No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on the delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting on the edge. Yes, Psycho. I couldn't help but wonder. Was the final exam team up purely an act of strategy carried out by two cunning chefs, or was it something more? I'm afraid I can't answer that question directly. Instead, I'd like to ask you a question of your own. May I have this dose of dough? Colonel Sanders extends his hand to you, and you feel a surge of energy jump off the tip of his fingers. His hand, the hand of the master chef, so dedicated to his craft of fine cookery, so tender yet refined, so milky smooth, fingers so finely like finely battered drumsticks, turned in flour, soaked in buttermilk, and dusted in exotic spices. They do not reach for tongs, a knife, or even a spork. Tonight they reach for you. And though our feet may tire of dancing, I believe that this is the beginning of our steps together. Colonel Sanders, will you not only join me in the dance floor, but in the kitchen as my co-chef and partner in business and in life? You gasp. Could it be? Is he really saying, me and you together? Ever since I met you, ever since I met you, it's not enough to simply open the world's greatest chain of chicken restaurants. No, even then my life would be incomplete without you by my side. So what do you say? I say, I love you, Colonel Sanders. The end. That was actually pretty good. Like, Damn, that was pretty good. All right. With that, I think I'm going to end stream. I had an amazing time, and I want to thank everyone that was here to help me, everyone that talked to me in chat. Um, Thank you all for who showed up, and I wish you all a wonderful day. And I just want to tell everyone, sayonara, darlings.